FIDANCE.com, Helium, Portland, Oregon, February 21st, 22nd, Skyline Comedy Club the next weekend. Fayetteville, Arkansas at the Arts Theater, I forget the name, March 6th, March 7th and 8th, Raleigh Improv, and then Vegas Wise Guys. I'm going all over. IanFidance.com for all my dates. Come see me on the road. Punchup.live/Jordan Jensen for all her dates. She's everywhere as well. Come and see us live. It's a good time. Hard style with us in the meet and greet. And enjoy the show. It's a fun one. Bye-bye.
Telling jokes and having smokes, riding bikes all through the night. It's a wild ride when you're being Ian. Coffee ice no matter what. Now you know he likes it in the butt. It's a wild ride when you're being Ian, being Ian. And life is shit but you're positive. Let's find out what it's like to live a life being Ian, being Ian.
With Jordan.
The most raw I saw you with baby is when you schlepped the baby all the way up to the top of this venue to do Comedy Jam.
Oh my God.
And then you go like this, you get to the top, put the stroller down, and you're like, what am I doing? We have to go. And then you just schlep her all the way back down into an Uber. And you're like, what am I thinking?
That was fucking insane of me. It was goddamn Comedy Jam. She was fucking 4 months old. I was like, the band was warming up. I had like headphones on her. And I remember like 3 flights of stairs or something. It probably was less, but I remember it feeling like that.
It was so far. It was so far.
Dude, there was so many times after I had her where I was like, everything's going to be the same. Everything's cool. And then I'd get to where I thought I wanted to be. And I'm like, I need to accept that my life is different.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
you know?
Totally.
I have a picture of us at an open mic from years ago with you holding a baby on stage that was like your,
Not mine.
you were, no, there was a dime machine. No, you were, I think, nannying. And you brought the kid and you held the kid on stage.
No fucking way.
I'll find it.
I brought a child to an open
How are you
mic.
going to find it?
I have
How
over 100,000 pictures on my phone.
How was I not fired?
I love memories. Blow the pod.
There's
blow the
Andy
thing.
Holding the baby on stage. I've seen that one.
I remember that because I started crying when I saw it.
Wait till you see this.
I was like, why the fuck would you do that? I was so upset.
sad?
Yeah, I was like, why the fuck would you ever bring her in the, into
Oh. Beep. Bop.
Ever since Coyote chewed the end of it, it has gotten much harder.
I think I can do it.
That was good.
Welcome back to another episode of Bein Ian with Jordan. Not touching. I didn't even remember. No touch. We are so excited for our guest, longtime friend, wonderful pal, Rosebud Baker.
Ian's looking for a photo of Rosebud.
Yes, I'm looking for a photo of Rosebud at an open mic.
She was probably holding a dog, a baby dog.
No.
I can't believe I did that. I have no recollection
Wait till you
of doing
see
this.
this.
You got mad
No,
at
this
Andy
isn't
for
it.
holding-
This is a picture of my ska band from high school. That's not
Okay,
it.
yeah. So apparently Ian is accusing me of bringing a child that I was nannying for to an open mic.
Mm-hmm.
I have no recollection of this.
Were you at?
Oh my God. I
me
can't
see.
believe I did that.
Ian's not a liar.
Let me see. Oh, wow.
That's not even an open mic. That is the show that I produced.
Oh my God, that's right. And the picture for the show was baby pictures.
It was a little baby show.
And then now you're holding a baby. Look at your face.
I had a baby show. Baby's Got Backyard.
Oh my God. I can't believe I did that. I should have been fired on the spot.
Amazing.
Who did you
Dude,
nanny for? Rich people?
that is
Yeah.
so funny.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
And what's even more insane is that I don't remember a single moment of that. Like,
I do. I have something wrong with me. I remember everything.
Were you drinking then?
no.
No.
You were sober.
You
Yeah.
moved to the
Yeah.
city sober.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much
No,
time
I
do
didn't
you
move
have?
to the city sober. But I started comedy sober.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
I always think it's so.
City made me get sober, basically.
Yeah. Wait, how
I
old
blame New York.
were you? Wait. You moved here and you weren't sober, and you got sober in the city.
Yeah.
I always think of you, and I don't want to out them, but a couple other people that we know in sobriety that are like hardcore meetings, book,
Yeah.
fuck, smoking weed, and I always think that that's like the coolest
The
way
coolest
to go
way
to-
about
Did
it.
AA?
Yeah,
Yeah. I did the program. I do all of it. Yeah.
yeah. That saved me during the pandemic.
Program, therapy, all that shit.
Sometimes my
Save me.
therapy conflicts with my step work. You ever find that?
Why? Because your therapist is like, go back to your ex. It's fine.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes my therapist will say stuff that really conflicts with just like the premise of the disease of alcoholism.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to meditate my way out of alcoholism.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. But I always go, I go to him for help, but like I would consider like
Is
the
it Alan? Do you
program
both go to
my
Alan?
medicine.
Are you Alan?
I also do Al-Anon, yeah.
No, Alan.
No, Alan.
Oh, Alan,
No.
no, I don't
Oh,
see
okay.
the comics
comedy
therapist.
therapist.
That's
Yeah.
no. Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I was in dire straits.
Listen, if it works, it works.
I called him. Do you know how crazy hard it is to find a therapist right now? It's actually insane. My friend is
Yeah.
trying to find one, and it's
It's
like,
harder to find that than Adderall
yeah, it's crazy because you can do
and cheap eggs.
Okay. Hate that I started laughing at that before I even listened.
harder to do.
It's kind of my
Wait,
He's
thing.
trying to be a
It's kind of my thing. Because then when you think about what I said, you go,
Well, you
"No."
got so excited to say it. I was
What-
like,
what?
yeah.
Who begs?
oh.
cheap eggs. Eggs are expensive. It was a joke about the economy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Is this the first you're hearing about this?
About Ian's bad
About
sense of
eggs.
humor? Oh, no, I know the egg
Oh,
things.
okay,
I thought
okay.
he said, and she begs.
Oh,
But he said, and cheap eggs.
okay.
Well,
got
she
it.
begs the question, where have you been?
Listen, just sit a little further away.
It's upsetting.
Keep
Thanks.
It's a little
Just sit
upsetting.
a little further away.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Thank you so much. Take your phone over there so you have all your things. so
Nobody
you don't have
wants-
to look for it.
Nobody wants that.
Oh, God.
I got new jeans.
They're bad.
No holes.
Why are they so light?
What?
Look how light they are.
They're a light wash.
the lightest
They're
wash
cool.
you
It's
can
a
Spring
find.
wash.
You don't think they're cool?
I was wearing a similar wash on my way over here and I said, these are too light.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, guess what? You two talk. Now go change.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Fine.
Dress it up a little.
Oh, my God.
What happened?
You
Did
just
he fall?
ran into Ethan. He just
I really like that. Kind of gave me a little something, some juice.
being mean to him.
Telling a man to go change.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I
it feels
felt good about
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the
Kinda-
only benefit of this podcast.
I turned on.
Yeah. It's nice. He likes it too. You can really just tell him to do anything and he'll do it. It's crazy, actually. Pretty much anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Except
Yeah.
for be a straight man. He won't do that.
No.
No, he can't.
Well, it's boring.
I-
What were we talking about before he left? Before he came in here with his disgusting jeans on.
Andy holding the baby on stage? You got
No, we
mad?
were talking about you were asking about the
Therapist?
fucking
Oh, the multiverse choice.
Thank you so much for getting that because I was
Yes.
not helpful.
The multiverse choice of Rosebud choosing baby versus choosing not baby.
Yes.
Do you think about
And
that?
I do it every day.
Yeah.
And then I was saying that I think it's actually really a very interesting choice for women to not have a kid. Because I think like that's the harder choice to make in a way.
Yes.
Like societally speaking, I think either way you're kind of fucked because like
My fear is that all the statistics that are being sent to me by my mother, actually, that because she doesn't want me to have kids, that says being a woman, you're happier if you don't have kids. Like those, I'm getting so many of those sent to me.
Yeah.
They're like, women are 95% happier who don't have children. I'm like, I think what that is when they ask, like, say they go up to you,
Yeah.
and then they go up to a woman who didn't choose kids, you're gonna be like, I'm doing good, I'm doing fine. And
Yeah.
they're gonna be like, I'm the best I've ever been. I don't have kids, and I'm like, they have to justify more. So I think it skews the data.
But I think first of all, I don't think it skews the data. I think that we're less likely to believe a woman is happy if they don't have kids because society pressures you into it so hard.
I
Yes.
agree. And I also think these are good.
Those are pretty good. Yeah. I
What do you
like
think?
I think they're too short and small and tiny.
Looks like
That's
Jason
good.
Ellis gave those to you.
Yeah.
Put on a different pair.
Yeah, get a different pair, would you? Thank you so much. God, disgusting.
I don't know though. I don't think that they know I think that there's a relativity of happiness where they're as happy as they have got. It's like what you were saying, where you're like, I'm as happy as I got doing this thing.
Right.
But then you leveled up. I don't think you can compare something.
Well, it's like I was so curious about having a kid
Yeah.
that I couldn't
That's how I
shake
feel,
it.
yeah.
And so that was like, at the end of the day, that was like what made me go, I'm so curious about this experience. I don't want to miss out on it. And I also like really had enough times where I was like, maybe no, maybe no. That
with Schmorshmans?
yeah, with Schmorshmans and also the free ones.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, the
So,
freebies.
like,
Yeah.
So I was like, all right. By the time I got pregnant, I was like, okay, let's fucking do this. I'm ready to do this, you know?
That's good.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
never had a Schmorshman, so I'm worried that
Oh, you haven't?
and I've tried. I mean, not tried, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
been, for all intents and purposes, getting loads of
Unsafe.
cum blown in.
Yeah.
Let me just put it this way. People have been
Riddled with
jerking off into my
disease,
vagina.
no
Yeah.
babies.
No babies. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So I should get my,
yeah, I guess. I don't know.
did you have to do anything?
What do you mean? Like testing and shit for IVF?
Yeah, or did you just,
I didn't do any testing for IVF because I had been pregnant enough times
Yeah.
where it was like, clearly I can get pregnant.
Yeah.
But the question is, ugh,
Yeah.
really
see, stand
bad.
why are they so skinny?
Bad.
I have to get them skinny because I wear them for a long time and then they stretch and wear out.
Uh-huh.
So
Not
you're
if you
seeing
get
the
them already big, then
first-
they don't stretch. They just fit good.
What?
Probably why they're ripping too.
Yeah, not if you get them regular sized.
I like
I want to.
these.
I want to see you come down here in like a Kendrick Lamar, like flared jean.
These are good. You don't like these?
Let me see. Stand up.
It's a better wash.
It's the best wash yet.
Mhm.
Quite tight.
They're the same as yours.
I'm a woman.
And yours.
Mhm. Also a woman.
Yeah. And I'm a woman on the inside. So these are great.
All right.
What about
Well, I
just
can't
some
argue with that.
Dickies?
Huh? I like
Oh yeah,
my
get a pair of
jeans-
Dickies.
I like my jeans tight, short. That's it.
You see
Okay.
that?
And you don't like these.
They're too tight.
No touching.
Okay.
Jean shopping. You and me.
You just went jean shopping, clearly.
I'll go again. Go again? What are you doing tomorrow?
I
Me and
buy the
Sagalo
same
went
jeans.
jean
I buy
shopping.
501s over and over.
These are
and then-
502s. Levi's.
What are 502s?
502s and 512s. Those are the ones I wear.
Uh-huh.
Me and Sagalo went. I got him to get a hat. You know that hat he's wearing now? Helped him get it.
Is it a fitted?
No.
Oh, okay, good.
I'm a fan of Ethan.
Look at Ethan's pants. See how they're baggy?
I don't like
See
the
how-
baggy. I like
sorry.
what I like, and I'm not going to change for anyone unless
great.
you would think I should.
That's great. You're becoming an old man.
Yeah.
I would have
am.
loved those when I was
am-
13.
I am my final form of Bernie Sanders in a lawn chair. I
I'm
don't
really
care.
enjoying like all of our friends getting old.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying it.
Me
like
too.
watching us like look around and be like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
Any
It's-
new comic, and we're like,
Yeah.
no. What are the
No,
words
I
he's
don't
saying?
like it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not used to it and I'm not comfortable.
Just
Yeah.
think about that.
It add
How,
more
like,
weight.
My
Yeah.
sex
Probably like
friends
it.
will go to orgies. I'm like, what do you do with your? What do you take your coat off and
There's lockers.
you get water?
There's
there are
lockers.
lockers. Yeah.
You put everything in a locker and you hold the key around your wrist, so you're just naked and flip flops.
No, they have
with
like
a,
threesomes and stuff. They like meet up for dates and threesomes. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
you have
how
a
do
coat
get-
room. You make.
But do
it
you go
work.
like on your market set? Everybody get naked, go, or do you like take each other's?
No.
clothes
No, I
off?
feel like it's probably like a more
one person
cash-
leads it?
You know, it's like
There's a leader. That helps.
it's
Yeah.
like if you go to the baths, the Turkish baths or something. It's
Yeah.
like there's a certain amount of organization, but it's also just like it's
Mhm.
like visiting the Y.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You check in,
yeah.
you take your coat off, you get down to business.
yeah.
But I've had friends who are in a couple. They meet up with a person to fuck that
Mhm.
person,
Yeah.
and then I'm like,
But you meet up with one person to fuck one person, so it's probably
Yeah,
the same.
It's the same
you
thing.
meet up.
They're all
You hang
comfortable
out,
with the
you're
idea.
all comfortable. you know, or if you go
I
to a
also
sex
don't meet
club.
up with one person to fuck at all. I wear people down until finally they have to
Finally,
sleep at my
they'll
house one
fuck
night.
you.
And then I'm
Yeah.
like rubbing my butt.
Or she makes her opener wait in the car and play Sudoku while she goes up and fucks her other opener.
He wasn't my other opener.
He was a.
I did do
Wait,
that.
this is a real story.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Oh, he did a guess set. My bad.
Yeah.
When
No,
you go to a
fucking
sex club, you have like a locker. You put your stuff in. You wait in line. You make friends in the line. You go into a shower stall, and you and a guy you met named Tyler blow each other, and then
Leave
guys
Tyler
keep
out of this.
opening the door, and then you go, "Stop it!"
Uh-huh.
I've heard.
Have you been to a sex party?
Uh-huh.
My friend said you have to wear shoes. That was how I was like, I'll never do this. I'm not
I
gonna
went
be
to
naked
one.
with
You
shoes.
want to walk
I
around?
You went to one?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
What
My
was it
ex.
like?
I wasn't a huge fan. I didn't like the carpet.
Carpet.
Yeah, I was like, I don't
Carpet?
like that there's carpet.
Carpet
Yeah.
Cummy carpet?
Yeah.
with
No.
lube and stuff.
Listen, it was dark. I wasn't like looking at it for too long, but I was like, this can't be. I feel like we found the wrong place. Like we don't know
Yeah.
this world. We found something online and we went there, and I was like,
Was it Williamsburg?
this can't be it.
Was it in New York?
Yeah, it was in New York.
A girl tried to get me to go to a sex club with her in San Antonio, and I was like, "Yeah, let's go." And then
Ew.
I thought about it, and I was like, "I'm not
San Antonio.
doing this."
Yeah.
I know I don't want to be naked wearing a cowboy hat. you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Having to listen to someone talk about their abuela
Yeah.
in between.
People
you
are
know,
spitting
sucks.
into plastic bottles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody shaped like Mike Wazowski.
Yeah,
I saw
I-
the roughest thing at the cellar the other night. One of the hosts was talking in a Mexican accent, and then a comic got up and started dogging him and was like, "How can you?" He's like, "Just because he has a mustache doesn't mean he can talk like that." And then it was the hardest bomb I've ever seen in my life, and it was
I know who the host was.
yeah. It
We
was
know
just
who
one of
the
those
host-
classic. You go up there and you try and do the virtue signal thing, and it just
Who was the virtue signal?
I can't say. I won't say. I'll say. Don't do that on the pod. It was just a comic. I'll never say.
Okay, you'll tell us
We'll say
after.
it
Yeah,
after.
of
Yeah.
course.
Cool.
But have you ever had that
Wow.
happen where you go up and say something about the host and then the whole world, the whole universe of comedy humiliates you and teaches you never to do that again?
That would
Yeah,
happen
yeah,
when I would
yeah.
MC. I'd build up great will with the crowd, and then like the first comic could go up and shit on me for like a joke about like this guy looks like, and the crowd would be like, but we like him.
Yeah.
But never in a sense of
I've
like
seen it happen a lot.
admonishing the comic for their act. I've
Right.
never seen that. Although Amanda Sales did that to Adrian Appalucci at the stand. I waited afterwards. I was like, that was really fucked up what you did.
Did that told Adrian what just shot on Adrian's
Yeah,
act,
yeah.
which is wild. Because
Yeah.
I mean, you could not find somebody
Without more
So
of a less
fucking funny.
of an
Yeah.
act.
like
So
Oh, I thought you were talking
No, I'm
about
talking
Amanda.
Adrian
Oh,
is like-
Adrian's
there's
amazing.
nothing you could
Yeah.
say about
not
Adrian
only that, but it's also
other than
somebody who's
that
not gonna
you know
care
you're
ever.
offended. But it's like if you're a comic and you
Yeah.
don't have
Yeah.
jokes, how the fuck are
Oh,
you
yeah.
shitting on
Yeah, fuck that.
Adrian?
yeah,
I feel
Who's
like
a
a
fucking
weird
killer.
protection of Adrian because so many people get her wrong because they'll hear a thing and they won't digest it. So they'll hear it and shut it off and be like, oh, like this woman outside the cellar was like, I didn't like that one. She's racist. And I go, no, she's not racist. You're wrong. You're completely wrong. And she's funny. There was a whole room of people laughing. You're not all right with yourself.
people love. I mean, especially at the cellar audiences will love to just be like that one. That one was bad for this way. This one.
I think
was,
any audience, they
Oh,
come
you
up
ever
and they'll
heard
go
them-
like, that's my favorite part about featuring is like you go feature for somebody and then the audience comes up and they go like, you should have been the headliner.
Yeah.
And you're like, I know. And
Yeah.
then and then you do like 20 minutes of work a night.
Yeah.
And then you just go like to a really nice hotel room that you can't afford.
Yeah.
the nicest hotel room, dinner's bought for you. They
It's
think you're the best,
fucking-
and you're like, yeah, I
it's
just
the
chose my best 20 minutes.
Best
They're working on
job
new
in
material
Yeah.
for an hour.
comedy.
Yeah.
It's the best job in
Attell
comedy.
always told me, he's like, you were going to do well no matter what. So if you're not going new, then I'm not bringing you on the road.
Yeah.
If you're not trying to build your act through this,
Yeah.
then I'm not bringing. And I was like, whoa. And he would always force me to like work, which was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
And then in the green room, we would joke and I'd say something. He'd be like, try it. And I would. And then he'd go on stage and I could hear him and he'd do a joke and it would crush. And he'd go, it's called new material, Ian. Try it. Like, what the fuck? Dude, I told you the other day I called him after the Super Bowl and he picks up and goes, from the Super Bowl to the Super Bore, what do you want? How about when you're walking, or has this ever happened to you guys? You're walking from like one location in the village to the next, and you hear people be like, yeah, I didn't really like that third guy, and you're the third guy. And you're just like, oh God.
I know that's happened to me, but I can't remember. Like, I feel like, you know, when something like that happens to you, you think like, I'm never going to forget this fucking asshole, you know, but then it just fucking goes out of your, there's so many fucking traumatic nights in comedy that I feel like.
I know. How many did we have at like 206 Lounge? Remember
that?
Oh
my God, dude. How many nights? Yeah, just the amount of nights that I sat sitting on top of that trash can.
Yeah.
Outside of the fucking lantern.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. With weird Craig Fox. Remember that guy? Craig
Fox? Yeah.
I don't remember Craig Fox. I remember that name, but I don't remember him. What did he look like?
He ran the lantern, and you'd have to like hug him in order to do a spot. Remember?
Yeah, and he had BO.
I don't remember. He wasn't running the lantern then when I was doing it.
Yeah, he was like in the third iteration from when we came in.
Okay. Yeah. Because the guy that, the one that we came up with was like, he was like a meth head that I would see at meetings, and we would be paying to do time. This was like when we were doing open mics, and it was like the Laughing Buddha thing.
Yeah.
And he was a fucking like, he was just using comics money to like go relapse and shoot crystal meth.
Oh my God.
And I'd be sitting in meetings going like, I fucking paid for you to do that. God damn it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was like a straight up criminal.
Oh yeah, dude. There was that whole world of Bringer. There was like a Bringer mafia.
We shouldn't say his name, actually, right?
No. We didn't say his name, did we?
I feel like we
said
did.
Craig Fox.
No, but okay, we didn't say the guy, the Laughing Buddha. Okay,
No. Yeah, I think I said his first name.
Oh.
I think you did too. I feel like you did.
I did.
Okay. Yeah.
You did. I'll cut it.
Everybody, spring is coming, and it's time to show off those thighs, guys. Chubby's has you covered with shorts you're gonna love. They're very nice. I love stretch shorts. I love shorts that show off my gams, show off my stems, show off these chicken legs, bark, bark, bark. And they show off my nice little tattoos. I love a short. They're in. Get them now from Chubby's. Pair your shorts with Chubby's Friday shirts. You got the perfect outfit. Okay? From casual button-downs to retro-inspired prints, these shirts are built to kick back or turn up. For a limited time only during the Chubby Spring Break sale, all shorts and swimwear is 35% off with select styles up to 65% off. Can you believe it? Now that's how you do spring break, my babies. So head over to chubbyshorts.com and take advantage while you can. Don't blend in with the crowd. Stand out with Chubby's. Click the link on the show description to get the discounts and feel good. Yeah. Bye.
Okay,
I remember
cool.
seeing lots of relapses. Like somebody come in one week and be like, "I'm clean," and then the next week they're like blacked out at the creek.
Yeah.
I did that at
Yeah.
fucking the Grizzly Pear, and I got people to get me shots, and I was like, and I go, "Isn't it funny? I fucking relapsed last week," and I like did the shot and I threw it on the ground, and some girl goes, "That's not funny."
Oh no. You look at her, you go, "You're right.
I'm sorry." Silence. That's not funny. Just after breaking a glass, everyone's like, "What?"
Like, oh, I thought that was gonna be really punk.
I know.
It's so nice when it happens now. Like when you just see somebody lose their shit at the cellar or something too drunk, and you're like, "Yeah, let's ride. Let's get a little taste of this again." Because it used to happen so much. It used to be like somebody would wander in on acid and just be like chewing on the side of a chair. And you'd be like doing an open mic, being like, he's barfing, he's throwing up,
Yeah.
No, it rarely happens.
Dude, the amount of fucking insanity that like I feel like that's why I cried when Andy brought Minnow to like a show that wasn't even like a show at the it wasn't like it was like a bar show.
And you wanted to like shield her from it?
Yeah, I was just like, keep her the fuck out of there. I don't want her on stage with you. You look insane. I'm like, that's crazy.
He only looked insane because she was dwarfing him and it looked like she was doing stand-up.
Yeah, I was also like, we have money. What are you doing? You don't have to be doing that. Yeah, I know. That's
yeah. That kid is so cute.
You picking Andy's side when he's not even here.
Well,
You're a good
come
friend.
on, Come on.
You're a good friend.
Have you guys been having an easy time trading baby for
Trading?
Yeah, trading off the baby
Yeah,
for
yeah.
work and stuff.
Yeah, like for a beaver pelt. You
I mean,
trade
it's
the
not
baby.
easy because it's like you don't. It's so easy to be married to another comic. It's really tough to have a baby with another comic.
Yeah.
Because you're so used to like solo sport shit. Like even as a married couple, it was like we spent half of our marriage in like a long distance marriage.
Yeah.
You know, it's like he'd be on the road, then I'd be on the road, and it was like we did whatever the fuck we wanted.
But I feel like
Whereas-
you kind of had practice because you used to bring Alabama everywhere.
I
And
did.
so that's kind of like having like a baby in a
Yeah.
sense. You
yeah.
know?
But it wasn't like I had to check with someone else
Right,
before I
right,
did it.
right.
That's the part that fucked me up.
Yeah.
Is I was like, oh, I can't leave the house without like texting him or like letting him know
Mhm.
or asking if he can watch her so that I can leave the house. Like that was like a massive change.
Shift. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was talking to Andy the other night and he told me, because you guys have those, what?
I was like, oh.
So you did
And he
a
told
thing.
me,
Kill me. I wanted to bring this up. No, but like having access to the baby at all times through a camera or like the thing that has it like whining and everything. Like,
What?
huh?
What thing?
the baby mometer.
Yeah,
Mometer.
The baby mama mom.
the baby mometer.
That would be a really good company.
That's a good
The baby
idea.
mometer.
The baby
Yeah.
mometer. Or the name of like a softball team.
Why?
Keep going about what you're saying.
Baby mometers?
Okay.
The baby mometer. Baby mometer is a good.
It's a good
Wrestler
sponsor
name.
for a softball team.
It's just a Jamaican lady in the room who goes, he's crying.
Miss Rosebud, the baby don't look happy now.
Is your nanny
Filipina.
I
young,
knew it.
old?
Not a worry
Not-
for Andy
not
to
old,
stray.
but not young.
I always wonder what my nanny would be. I always imagine a very old woman for some reason. I don't know why.
I don't know about that because
I'm gonna schlep my mom.
I
to
thought
wherever I
about
am.
that and I was like, what if something happens and
Yeah.
then she's old and like then we're taking care of an old woman
But
and
don't
a
you
baby.
want the old motherly, like maternal, like Mrs. Doubtfire type of, like a cross dresser
You don't need
raising your
someone
children?
who's like 70.
Yeah, I
doing-
would like that, like a nurturing person.
No, I want a nanny that like I would hang out with. You know what I mean? She's coming on the
really?
road with us. Like, yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
Are you guys doing a tour together?
No, so we don't like tour together because it's like it gets weird because he's a headliner and I'm a headliner, so it's like then it feels like
Same with us. You know?
yeah,
Yeah.
It's different because they love each other.
Oh,
yeah. Well,
fair.
we're married, so we love each other ish. We also fucking hate each other because we
Yeah.
have a kid together.
Yeah.
I know. How do you balance the
Did
like?
it change?
Yeah, did it change?
Yeah, it did. It
Seeing
did.
Really?
him with a baby didn't rejuvenate the love by being
Didn't
like,
make the inside of your body be like, I love this
There's,
thing
of course,
more.
there's moments where I'm like, oh, that's so fucking
Oh,
cute. Like
moments.
he's so good with her, and like,
Fleeting moments.
but there's also fleeting. Every moment is fleeting. Okay,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I look at him and I'm like, you're a fucking moron. Like
Yeah.
the way he holds her, I'm just like. I'm like, how the fuck do you think that's okay? And they're like, so it's just like it constantly goes between the two. Where I'll be like, why would you ever think that? Like he texted me, hey,
love you.
she's crying. Should I go in there? And I was like, are you fucking retarded? Like, are you actually retarded? Why are you even texting me this? Like, you're hearing her cry. You're asking me if you should go in. It's like shit like that where I'm like, I feel like you're pretending to be stupid.
yeah,
Just to bother me.
yeah, yeah, totally.
That like
so
annoys
that,
me.
so that he can justify not going in with your lack of response. And then
But
it's
I
like,
feel like he's gonna hear this and be so defensive. So I do need to say that
I guess I
he's-
love him.
no, he is an incredible fucking dad.
Yeah.
Like when I look at like my friends with kids and I'm like, holy fucking shit, did I luck out? Like I do
Yeah.
not have a leg to stand on in terms of like
He's such a
complaining about
caring,
it.
it.
compassionate,
He
kind,
really is.
wonderful man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He really is. Like
Mhm.
And it fucked his shit up though when he had the kid with all his, he got super existential.
oh, he got crazy.
I don't want to talk to him about it. Yeah.
Yeah. He was like, I mean, he still has his moments
Every
where,
time I see him, he says something that's like, time isn't linear. And I'm like, Andy.
yeah, you're like, just calm down. Everything's fine. That's his really is like he was doing shit like that, and I was experiencing the biggest hormone drop of my life. I was like, "Can you shut up, please?" I'm like, I'm already scared. Like, I've got a fucking dinner plate sized hole in my stomach, and you're going in like, "Is she still breathing?" I'm like, "Oh my god!" Like. Fucking shit.
Well, he told me he was in a green room and he had one of those Momitors and was like looking at the baby and it turned over and he was going to everyone, "Is this all right? Do you think she's dead?"
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, this is not fair. Which is it's also unfair of me because he kind of got me back because for the first like 15 weeks of my pregnancy, I'd be in the middle of like a workout or like doing the dishes and I'd be like, "It's dead." And she was like, he'd be like, why would you do that? And it was just like, I would like have a moment where I didn't feel pregnant and I'd be like, "It's dead." It's dead. I had no faith.
That's so awesome.
I had no faith that it was going to make it.
That is so
That she was going to make it. I should say she. She is a human being.
It's dead.
It's dead. Oh my God.
Finally, he had to be like, "I'm also involved in this."
Yeah. That's so fun doing the dishes.
Fuck.
We lost her.
Yeah.
So were you like trying to move her a lot to like feel?
I just before
Just shaking
you
your belly.
can't
Hello.
feel anything before you're like 20 weeks, and
Oh,
I was like, I'm like, yeah, my tits are huge, and I'm tired all the time, but like,
Hell yeah.
if I had a moment where I felt like I was
Normal?
energized or normal, I'd be like, "It's dead." You know, like I booked a whole tour thinking like, there's no way it's gonna make it.
Well, you shot your special pregnant and then not pregnant,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I shot it. Well, I shot an hour pregnant, and then I waited a year after I had the baby, and then I shot another hour.
And if you had already sold it to Netflix, you gotta wait. Or
I sold
Did
it
you-
to them before I shot the second half.
right. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You
and
shot
you were
the
like,
first half,
pregnant.
and then you were like, "Look, here's the first half," and they're like, "Okay, cool."
No.
No.
So I, like, to be fully honest, I was like, I want to shoot a special, but like, again, I booked the tour being like, I don't think it's gonna last.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
the pregnancy?
The pregnancy. So I was like,
Oh.
let's book the tour. And then by the end of the tour, or at the beginning of the tour, I was like, I want to shoot an hour at the end of this, but I also don't know like if this is gonna be a full hour, and I don't have full faith in it. I was talking to Ryan Hamilton, and he was like, "Dude, you should just shoot part of it now and then shoot part of it later."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Holy fuck, yeah." So I mean, on it, I have to give credit where it's due. Like I wouldn't have come up with this without
Right.
him.
Yeah.
He was like, and I mean, he came up with it essentially, but like, I was like, let me do this. I'll shoot half of it. And then when Netflix reached out to ask if I could do that 7-minute thing,
Uh-huh.
I kind of was like, I need this material
Yeah.
for my hour. And they were like, "Okay, we'll buy your hour," when I explained the concept.
Yeah.
So
Oh, wow.
that was
Nice.
like how it was done. And then I just wrote a new 7 minutes for
Yeah.
Netflix and like kept that.
Yeah.
What is it called?
The
Minnow.
mother load.
Oh.
The mother load.
Yeah.
The mother load. That's great.
Thank
then-
you.
And then, when is it out?
It's out February 18th.
It's coming.
This episode will be out by then.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you love it? Are you happy with it? Who shot it?
I'm happy with it. You know what I mean? I love it now. So
Yeah.
like I'll enjoy loving it right now because I will probably hate it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like eventually, like everything I've ever done, I've
Right.
ended up hating later. So
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
I really love it now. I'm really proud of it. Hopefully that doesn't change. But Jason Katz shot it.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
I directed. That was by the way, the most fun I've ever had was directing.
Telling people what to do.
It was so fucking fun.
What did you do? What is
Yeah. What do you mean you directed?
So I directed like all of the intro and like everything,
Right.
like the shots. I would get in front of the camera. I'd be like, I don't want anything going further out. I was like, when we do, like, I was in the edit being like, nothing. If we're doing a fucking, when you're cutting these jokes, like, keep it wide on the premise, punch in on the punchlines, shit like that. Like, it wasn't, it's not fucking, I'm not fucking doing Goodfellas, but I was like, it was fun to direct because I hadn't had that level of control over something before. And it was cool. I was like, I had more fun doing like, okay, so you're going to follow me this way. Like, I need you to punch in. I need you to get this out.
Yeah.
All of that was, and then like shooting the 2 pictures a year apart in the same booth, like with Minnow on my lap in one and then pregnant on the other. Like, all of that
It's
shit
such
was
an
just
interesting concept.
really fun to do. Yeah.
The pregnant, not pregnant,
Yeah.
I almost dropped it, to be honest.
Why?
Because I was like, when I shot the second hour, I was like, I'm so proud of this that I
Hate the first?
don't even want the first involved.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to just like stick to a concept because I had it.
Right.
I want it to be the best like
Mhm.
thing. But the editor, she sent me like the first pass was like a cut of both of them together and a cut of just the second hour.
Mhm.
And it was such a good cut of like the 2 together that I was like, I think I'm going to go with, this is more interesting to watch.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you wear the same outfit?
I wore all black
Yeah.
for both.
Yeah.
You know,
And it was at VU.
it was a VU.
And then the first is the first half about being pregnant, and then the second is about giving birth, or is it just all material that yours?
It's all material that like it's about like not wanting kids, getting pregnant by accident, having a miscarriage, doing IVF, getting pregnant naturally after IVF,
Oh, I
Then-
didn't know you did IVF.
then pregnancy.
Wow, I didn't know you
then-
got pregnant naturally.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
What happened
IVF
with
didn't
IVF?
take?
No, we got 6 embryos out of IVF.
Right.
You did the whole thing.
Yeah.
Isn't it a nightmare to do that?
Not compared to pregnancy.
To take the eggs and stuff?
No, that's all. There's like fentanyl involved. It was fantastic. It was
Wow.
great. Yeah. Pretty good.
How was the birth?
I chose
C-section?
Yeah, I chose a C-section. I was
I
like,
was
I'm not.
C-section.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just
Yeah,
like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
It
This is-
felt like I was reading on like Reddit when I was like, I didn't know that I had to come up with my own birth plan.
Yeah.
And I like read through Reddit and somebody was like, C-sections are the easy way out. And I was like, yes, please.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just went with that.
It's the easy way out unless my sister did a C-section, but the baby was like, I'm leaving. I am getting out of here, and started coming out of her vagina. And the doctor was like, I'm
We're
the
gonna split
C-section
you in the
doctor.
middle.
And she was like, but the baby's almost out. And then they had to cut her open and basically like,
Oh,
What
crazy.
the fuck?
Like she would have just shot out the vagina because she was like cruising.
What
but they
the
didn't
fuck?
have that doctor.
Did she labor before the C-section? Like, did she?
I guess she went into labor, went to the hospital, and they were like, this baby is on its way out. And they were like, well, we don't have that doctor. We have the C-section doctor, and you have to stick to the plan. And she was like, just pull it out of my vagina. And they're like, sorry.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
no, mine was like a scheduled C-section. I wasn't like, I didn't go into labor or anything. I was like,
Mm.
I'm not.
They just,
You just opened me up, delivered.
wow.
It's fantastic.
It's awesome.
So wait,
Yeah, it
you
was
did
pretty great.
IVF.
And then you're like paralyzed for 3 days. It was great.
you did IVF. It didn't take. And
No,
then,
it did take. So like when
But what do you
do
mean you got pregnant naturally then?
So
By
when you-
accident.
I did IVF. We got the embryos, right?
Uh-huh.
Which is just like IVF is the process of getting either freezing your eggs or your embryos,
Right.
right? Now, once you
Embryos come and egg
embryos
together.
have to be implanted after you get the embryos.
And they come through the fallopian tubes.
How do they take the eggs out?
they take a needle, they put it through
I
your
bet
tubes,
those eggs are expensive.
and they suck them out. Yeah, they're about 20K.
Inflation, more like inflammation. Okay, so they stick the. How big are the eggs, for crying out loud?
What do you mean?
Are they tiny?
Do they have shells?
How big could they possibly be, Jordan?
Are they microscopic? Could I see one? Are they the size of this?
I don't know. I never even asked, to be honest.
But it comes out in a fluid? I need to know.
I would imagine they're really tiny.
And they take them?
They take them out of your ovaries, right? I think but they put a needle.
Via the fallopian tubes.
I think I don't know. I'm not a
Did
fucking doctor.
Okay, did the needle go into the vagina or
Through the belly.
through the belly?
It goes through your vagina,
Boo!
through the vaginal wall,
Eee.
whatever that is, and then into
Something
your
you hit.
ovaries, and then they suck them out through your ovaries, and then they freeze them. So
In like
in like little vials.
Okay.
Like cubes.
Little cubes.
For
Yeah. If you want little like
a
heart-shaped
ice cube.
cubes,
yeah,
you could do that.
yeah.
But I was like, so I just thought, okay, we have our embryos and we can implant them when we're ready to have a kid.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But 2 months later, I got pregnant naturally.
By him coming in you.
Yeah, while I had COVID. And I was
Wow.
like, yeah. So I was just like, oh,
You love a good sick sex.
yeah.
My
You know, when
parents
you're just
got
sick and you just
conceived
have
while they
sex.
were sick.
Yeah, we can tell.
I was
It
conceived over a
reads.
breakup.
It reads.
Whoa, we can tell.
Oh, for real? That's sexy. That's sexy.
And then they stayed together, which was a mistake.
So if you don't do it naturally, does he come on the eggs?
Don't be a fucking moron.
Dude, one
Don't
of
be
my
a
moms
fucking
tried to
moron.
do it, and they did do cum. She had to sit upside down with her legs up and put the cum in
The
it
turkey baster?
Yeah. with a friend's semen.
Yeah, I mean, that's one way to do it.
That's crazy. It's just crazy how it's so just bizarre. Like
Hang
food-
'em up like a
food
cow
producty,
that's
where you
getting-
can freeze them and then
Yeah.
put them back in.
I
and-
know. It really, to me, it was kind of crazy to be like, oh,
Is
I
it
could
just-
like plan this out perfectly so that I could take like a year off of like my career or whatever. And then once we got pregnant, I was like, well, oh, okay, well, let's see.
So wait,
Yeah.
my question is, I'm still having a hard time. You took the eggs. Wow.
Whoa! Yes!
That was great.
Did I just get pregnant again?
Woo!
That was amazing.
That was cool.
Yeah,
That
was
was
pretty
like a
great.
lunar eclipse.
That was
Yeah.
great. That was awesome.
Really
Yeah.
You'll never see that again.
incredible.
Uh-uh.
Wow.
We got the clip.
That was
Wow.
great.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they pumped your eggs out of your body.
Yeah.
So you take the 6 eggs out, and then Andy will artificially inseminate them later, right?
No, those are embryos now. So they took Andy's sperm. They took the eggs, they took Andy's sperm, they combined them together, right? We got 6 embryos out of that process. So while I'm getting this surgery, Andy's in the next room jerking off, right? Just having a grand.
Was it the
Great
same
time.
sesh?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Could
he's
you
like,
guys talk to each other over like intercoms?
no, I would have
like,
fucking
get there,
lost
Andy.
my mind with him.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you want me to
how
come
is it in
down?
there? You having fun? I'm over here getting a fucking needle through my vagina.
While you were getting needled, he was getting
He was
needled?
just fucking
That's
just
crazy.
to someone else, which really fucking pisses me off. You know what I mean?
See, they should have a glory hole situation so you can just like jerk them like that,
Yeah.
you know?
It's really
I love a
fun.
good
Oh yeah,
hand
give me
job.
more work. Yeah.
That's the process of being a man and a woman is you are getting impaled with a weapon.
No,
while he
the
gets to
whole thing was
come.
I was like, how is this the most political experience of my life?
It's crazy.
I'm like, this is fucked up.
Yeah,
It's-
he's
I was
over there
so
like,
mad.
everything's good.
Yeah,
I'm
they're like
gonna
they're
jizz.
walking him into his little jerk off throne, and I'm just fucking. I'm on a table.
Where
like
he looks
like
at a different
tubes.
woman's photo.
Yes.
It's not okay.
I was like, but I did get fentanyl and he didn't. So I kind of I
Oh.
came out of it. I was like, you know what?
See,
It did
women
even
win
out.
in the end.
Yeah, it
You
did
know?
even out. But so then they got these embryos. They put them in the freezer.
Yes.
They're like, when you're ready, we can implant these, and you
Yes.
can have a baby, and it's yours and Andy's baby.
Yes. But they didn't implant them.
No, because I was like,
And you just fucked regular.
Mhm.
And so you could have just not done the IVF and you still would have gotten pregnant, is what my question is.
yeah, because I'd been pregnant twice before that.
Right.
But both of them were miscarriages.
Third
which
time's a charm.
I also talked. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
But I was like, I figured, like, let's just wait until we're like fully ready. Because,
Mhm.
2 miscarriages, you're like, do I even fucking want to do this again? So then,
Jesus.
and I read that if you do IVF, you're way less likely to have a miscarriage. So like the chances are like
Oh.
very slim.
Right.
Because, they like test the embryos for like
Yeah.
all kinds of shit. They make sure that like they're
That-
healthy embryos.
That must be such a mind fuck and a complete like shattering of reality in your realm to go through that, but then to continue again in the blind faith, like good.
That's
God,
why I
hope-
was like, that's why I'd be doing the dishes and I'd be like, it's dead.
Yeah.
Because I was just
So
like,
scary.
that's like what I
That's
was used to
terrifying.
I
at
Of
cried
that point.
so hard at the post that you made about the miscarriage.
Really?
Yeah, I cried so
I'm sorry,
hard.
I didn't mean
It
to.
was really, really well written. It was crazy. I was like, what is going on? And I was just crying.
It was a fucked up, because it was like I'd be walking around the world and I was just like, after a while I felt like, okay, nobody knows that this happened, and I'd be like trying to do jokes about it and shit, and I was like, all of it just felt really fucking weird. I felt so different before and after that experience that I was like, I have to talk about this, you know? So like this whole special is like the process of like 5 years of shit that we'd gone through.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just want, it felt like by the time I went on tour, I was like, I don't know if this is the full story. I really want to get to the end of this and see what the full thing is, you know? And so we made the whole special, and now it feels like I narrowed it down. It's so funny how like you can take 5 years of material and you just like at the end of the day, that 5 years, you get 1 hour out of that, you know, where you're like, this is ready to be seen.
I've told you this before, but I think you're such a tough cookie. I've admired like your approach to talking about your sister's death on stage. That like inspired me to work on and write jokes about my dad dying, which was something I could never do or push through to the acceptance of the crowd to understand that I was comfortable with it.
Right.
Because I feel like the crowd would always pick up on like, this is still raw for him, and I couldn't get through it. And then seeing you plow through that, like I'm telling you, like it really inspired me to like talk about these things, push through, don't give up, and find the funny in it without backing down. And so I really admire that, and thank you
thanks.
for that. Yeah.
And you wouldn't crack. I remember being like, oh my God, what, this is getting too dark. They're feeling it too dark. And you would just hold solid and be like, I don't give a fuck. And then they would break. Because, you know what I mean? Whereas I would go dark and I'm like, is that weird? Is that bad? I didn't mean it. My dad's alive still. I swear to God. Crazy. I've been on stage going, my life, not yours. I've been saying that so much because they go, oh, and I go, it's my life, not yours. It's crazy.
To me, it's like, that was the thing that I think for comics, it's harder to like, because it's not like we're having a difficult time with it. It's like we're having a difficult time with the fact that they're having a difficult time.
Yeah, of course.
Crazy.
Like, so I was like.
Also, if the crowd likes you, you're like this shiny thing to them, and then seeing that this shiny thing could hurt upsets them in this like tribalistic way. So then they feel bad, like they're laughing at you when you're just trying to deepen the experience with them.
I'm gonna counterpoint that.
Okay,
and
go
say
for
that
it.
I don't think an audience is looking at any of the three of us and going, "What a shiny thing."
As you pack more chaw on your lip,
I'm vaping.
We're burping together.
Yeah, I'm like, I feel like they know we come with a couple scars and shit, you know.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying. Yeah.
Do you remember when you and I roasted each other? Isn't that crazy that existed for a period of time?
Yeah.
Dude, remember I read you those roast jokes in the car on the way to Philly? For Erica Sfera? Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Dude. He just called her a horse the entire time. And then the last thing he said, he pulled out a carrot and started eating it and offered it to her. Just so funny.
That's fucking crazy.
I know.
I had the most fun. Like that year where it was like roast battle just like
What was
took over
going on
New
with
York.
that? Yeah,
I did
that's crazy.
16 roast battles. in
Dude,
a
you were
year.
like the queen of that.
I fucking loved it. And I was like,
it was a fun experience to like work on the jokes and like figure things out and everything. And I remember you and I met, and it turned into like a therapy session afterwards. It was like, wow, this is
every
really
time
dark.
you do it, you know what it kind of reminded me of? It like felt like Survivor, because you would go and you would meet like the person that you're roasting, and you would share like the most intimate details of your life with each other, and then you'd go home and be like, what a fucking asshole, and you just fucking just poison on the page.
Totally.
I mean,
It's so funny that existed, because they were like so brutal and like we're just saying the worst things, and everyone loved it.
by the end, it was such a fucked up, because like you could almost make fun of the premise of every roast battle joke. it would be like Ian's dad died
Yeah,
and his
yeah.
mom fucking hates him.
Yeah.
Or, you know,
Yeah.
like whatever.
Yeah.
Like you'd be like,
Easy.
you just make up. Yeah, you just say something fucking horrific.
Yeah.
And then whatever the joke was like whatever.
Yeah, totally.
But
Yeah.
it was like, to me, I think by the end of it, I just started hearing the premises and being like, oh my
Well, also
fucking
at
God.
the end of it, it's like I get it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have sex with men.
Mine
Okay,
was always
now
every time I was
what?
roasted was she's a lesbian. She's a lesbian.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
a whole thing.
Yeah, he's gay. He's gay. It's like, all right.
I'm
man,
not a
what?
lesbian.
I'm not
Yeah.
gay.
Oh, sorry.
It did. It felt like
I'm
it just
glad
got
it
old.
existed when it did,
Yeah.
because again, it was like a good writing process to go through, and I feel like
For
we
sure.
all like did it together. And then I feel like it went to a weird thing where, like, you know, not to be, you know, judgmental, but we were all in like kind of the same class of it, I guess, and then underneath it
It
started
hit the
to
lower
be like,
class, which got rough.
yeah. And then it was just like,
It was a bunch
Yeah.
of they thems doing it, and
yeah,
then they were
like,
being
no
like they them is the
jokes,
joke. Yeah, it
like
was-
yeah.
I remember being asked to like judge them in like a lesser venue. I remember like there was like a shittier venue that it
Yeah,
had
yeah.
moved towards, and people were still doing it. And this was like 2 years after I was
Yeah.
like, you guys got to give it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
It was
done.
a weird fad though. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
It kind of was.
They still do it in LA. I
Well-
judged it at the store a couple months ago.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
isn't that a bit grim? Isn't that one kind of grim?
Oh yeah.
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 I saw one in the Creek in the Cave. I was watching the kids do it, and one of them said, "Your face, it looks like your face is left-handed," and I was like, "That's the best." This
Do you remember who said that? That's hilarious.
the kid the kid who it said about his face was so fucking weird, and
yeah.
when it was like this. It was this big fat guy who was so funny, and he just goes, "You look like your face is left-handed," and I was like, "That's so good." I really liked that.
Yeah.
But yeah, in New York, it was not like that. It was not like bizarre,
Yeah.
alty. It was like you're a fat piece of shit, and your parents are dead. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
totally. Every woman, it was just like fat,
Yeah,
ugly,
yeah.
giant pussy, and you're like, "Yeah, here it is."
You're like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
all right. Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like it was like a really good way to, when we were doing it, it was like a good way to get in front of comics that you really respected
Yeah.
to show them that you could write jokes.
Yep,
You
yep.
know, that was like, to me, it was like a good vehicle for that.
Yeah.
And also, it kind of taught me, I was like, if I just did this with my own fucking act,
Yeah.
Right.
you know what I mean? With the same level of work that I was putting into the
Yeah.
roast battles, then I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll have a new 30 minutes that's like good.
Yeah.
Well, it makes you see, like, if I take this topic, a person, and I have to write,
5 punchlines.
yeah, it's like I can do that with whatever,
Yeah.
whatever the topic is.
Yeah.
and any writing packets that you were submitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is SNL, speaking of writing packets?
It's good. I mean, I'm at Update this year, which is
Which is good.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
and KC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
She's
it's
awesome.
I fucking love Casey.
Yeah, she's the best.
It's like a really good job in the sense that like it's harder for me to focus on my own stand up than it was when I was a
course, yeah.
sketch writer, you know, which kind of sucks, but it's at the same time when I do get a chunk of time off, like my brain is already in like
Yeah.
joke mode.
joke mode. So like what I do is I just keep a list of premises in my phone, and then when I get time off, I just write,
Yeah.
you know.
Is
So-
it all day?
It's all day. Yeah. It's
All
like
day.
Monday,
So you
Tuesday,
just-
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We write from whatever time we get in until the end of the day. And you have like 3 to 4 pages or 3 to 5 pages of jokes of like headlines that you have to write jokes on.
Is
So
it way easier than regular? Than not had
Sketch.
not update than sketch?
yeah, for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would imagine for New Yorkers it would be way easier to do.
It's easier, I think, if you're a stand-up.
Yeah.
Is
Is the sketch room just full of like
here's the thing
People
that I
in
fucking
suspenders and
Yeah, it's
twirly
dorks.
hats.
No, I mean like sketch. I have a fucking brand new like respect for sketch writers because I would go in there and be like, I have a great idea for a sketch, and I would pitch them one joke,
Mhm.
and they'd be like, great. So where does it go from there? And I'd be like, what?
yeah.
Like I just didn't. I thought that the joke would carry
Yeah.
through 9 fucking
Right.
pages,
Yeah.
and it's like, no, babe, like this has to be a game. And I was like, it took me. I still don't. Like I can write a sketch now, well, but I can't write a sketch, I feel like, in SNL's voice.
Right.
Like,
Oh.
so it's such a specific.
Did it help influence your stand up though? From like A
For
to
sure.
seeing things?
For sure, because
Yeah.
I was when I got that job, I remember going in there and being like, all of my fucking stand up is so dark.
Yeah.
And I got in there and it was so silly and funny and just a silly good time that I was like, oh yeah, you can just be fucking silly.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to make a point. It
Yeah.
doesn't, you don't have to like
You a dark little
expose
poet.
something. Yeah. You know, like.
Do you think that's why you like your new hour more? Because you had that experience
Yeah.
of getting into this thing and then that
Yes.
influence? Yeah.
100%.
Oh, that's awesome.
100%.
The new hour. Wait, pregnant hour. You are still SNL, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But I just in terms of the new special, I
Oh,
like
yeah.
it more because
It's
it
more
feels
silly.
like there was that influence of like, I was just in a room with a bunch of like silly, fun sketch writers every day.
Yeah.
You know?
And they're thinking, and when I hang out with kids that are like the comics that are like 20s, those kids, they think in cartoons.
Yeah.
Like they'll say things and I'll be like, yeah, I don't like him that much. And they'll be like, cut to you're wearing his shirt. He's also wearing his shirt at the same time. And I'm like, how are you seeing that?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And just being around them makes me think like that.
yeah.
So every time I hang out with any of the young comics, I'm like, dude, you guys are just seeing funny images
All day.
Like, what did Keegan say?
It's meme
Who's-
culture, really.
Who's the
It's
comic?
not even that. It's actually even older than that. It's like fucking Looney Tunes. Like I watch Bugs Bunny now, and I'm like,
Really?
I
that's
love
the
Looney
funniest
Tunes.
shit I've ever seen in my
Dude,
life.
rewatching Looney Tunes is
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah,
It's so
It
good.
holds up.
yeah.
Yeah, Keegan
you
Tyndall,
guys
that
wanna
young
watch it
kid,
tonight?
said a comic was on stage who was doing like an Andrew Dice Clay. The guy, I forget his name, but he's like Andrew Dice Clay, and he was like, "That guy looks like he flicks things," and I was like, "What?" And then he just did an act out where he went with like a cigarette, and I was like,
Yeah,
"Yes, he
yeah.
does look like he flicks things." Holy
Yes,
shit,
yeah,
they're really good with that.
yeah.
But yeah, all sketch people I respect so much. I can never think in sketches.
It's really hard for me to think in sketch. Like I have to. It's just. I think if you do something for long enough, you can kind of train your brain. But like, it was really hard for me to like get from joke mode into sketch mode because I was like, you almost have to relax that muscle to flex the other one.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Right.
Did
Did it? Were you just bringing in jokes and then other sketch people would help you, or was it?
no? So like. After like the first 6 months there, I was like, okay, so I can't just have a joke. I have to think of like. A joke is like a funny idea or like a misdirect or something like that. But like a sketch is like a funny thing that could happen to someone.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like a little
It's a lie.
play
Yeah,
or something.
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like I was
totally.
like, I can't, I got to think about shit that happens in my own life and why it felt so awkward or why it felt so bad
Mhm.
and like find that funny thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
But I can't imagine the pressure of that, especially like you're on like hollowed ground among like.
Dude, it's like you are walking through the halls and you're like seeing your heroes
Yeah.
and they're all just going like, you don't belong here. You know what I mean? And you're just like, I know. You know,
So scary.
not to mention it is the hardest room to pitch in I've ever fucking
Oh,
experienced
really?
in my life.
Oh, I couldn't imagine.
I always
dude.
imagined it being like,
No, it is like you could say something that you think that is like the funniest thing you've ever heard. Or somebody else could say something that's the funniest thing you've ever heard. And no one laughs. They all just go like, yeah, that'll work. You know, like
who is it? Is it all the writers?
it's all the writers. So like on the sketch side, you write all the sketches on Tuesday. They get picked by Wednesday. You do the table read Wednesday. Thursday is rewrites. Friday is blocking. So on Thursday, you go in and we go through all the sketches that got picked and we just pitch. We just pitch jokes on each of the sketches. So
So
we
it's just
read it
punch up.
page by page and
Is
you
it
just
scary
Right.
because yours didn't get
or it's like
chosen from-
restructuring or whatever, you know,
like when you pitch, when everybody sends in on, what was it, Monday?
on Tuesday.
On Tuesday, everybody sends it in. Then Wednesday, who's the one who decides these are the ones we're going with?
Lorne.
And then is it scary on Wednesday when are they revealing it in front of everybody that yours
Oh, actually, I
didn't
don't
get
know.
chose?
I don't know if Lorne is the one that. No, it's like the producers and head writers are the ones that sort of like, get like pick the sketches to
Yeah.
go in front of Lorne. So sorry.
And
So
then,
you're like, oh, go ahead.
and then when they are reading through them, are you in front of everybody and that everybody knows that yours didn't get picked or did get picked?
So nobody knows what you submitted that didn't get picked, except for the people that could
Helps.
employ you the next year.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
So
good.
you know, and they know,
Yeah.
and it's tough to hide it because you walk around and you're like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But you do sit at the table and at the table read where like the cast is all going around and you hear all the sketches out loud. And then from those sketches those get whittled down to 12 sketches. So there's like 36 sketches sometimes that get read, and then that gets down to 12 sketches.
And then when they're reading them, are people like, yes, if it's theirs? Or is it like, don't do that?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
you are.
But like, it's a fine line because it's like, if you're laughing really loud at your own sketch, everybody's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's a little bit of that.
Is anyone pitching the same sketch every week to try to get through?
No, I mean, that does happen for like a few weeks in a row. Like if there's a sketch that somebody's having a hard time, like not like
Letting go.
getting it on, and they're not. Yeah, I mean, I don't think
Hey,
there's
can we
anybody
do-
at SNL that has not had a week where they're like, yeah, I really tried to get that through. Like
Yeah.
I gave that a solid
Yeah.
3 resubmits
Yeah.
before they were like, you got to stop doing this.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so you can just push it through.
So we don't want to pitch blind Uber driver again? No?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, and the worst part is like you could try to make a joke like that and they're like, no.
Oh my god.
Like it's like you can't make a joke about your own failure because it's like, I don't know. I'm like, maybe they want you to be afraid or so. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't get behind the psychology of that. I don't really know, but like,
But you all are a team. It is very
Cohesive.
it is like the team of people versus the producers and stuff. Like you guys are like the Marxist
it's a team in
proletariat
the
versus-
same way that like my family's a team where it's like, yeah, we're all on the same team, but we're also against
Yeah.
each other.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Interesting,
We're all competing and we all remember your last failure. And you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's a little bit of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're like, I don't want to give these people anything I don't want them to see my weakness, but they all will. And it's unavoidable. And it's just, you gotta fucking eat shit. And you
Yeah.
gotta like take your
So that must have
take
been
your lumps.
such a relief to get to update then.
It was I was like, I basically was like, I would really love to move to Update because I feel like I would be better off over there.
Mhm.
And
also it's like a set 2 voices to write in each
yeah,
week.
and it's like I know Che and I know Jost, and I feel like my brain works better in joke mode. I felt like I was more useful on the sketch side as like around the table pitching or like pitching jokes for individual sketches. Like that just felt more like my speed and just like the way that I work.
Mhm.
So
How
yeah,
many people are on Update?
it's a much smaller team. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us, and then a head writer, and then a producer.
So you're
Update is its own writing staff.
so you're just sitting writing up like headline jokes all day long.
Yeah.
Looking
Yeah.
Looking at news.
Yeah.
at news. How do you not want to put a gun to your head?
It's not, it kind of
Do you
like
like detach yourself from the news?
you sort of train yourself to be a sociopath.
Right.
Like the way that I've like I read the news now and I just don't have any feelings about it. I'm just like, huh, interesting.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
a bit.
You know?
There's
And
a
if
bit.
I do read a headline that's like, that makes me panic, I turn around and I'll be like, hey, this isn't actually something I should worry about,
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
and we'll just sort of talk each other
Yeah.
down and be like, no, it's like this happens and this, like they,
It's very funny that you have who's dissociative from the news with married to most neurotic,
yes.
scared of things happening.
Oh, for sure.
It's really funny.
For sure. It's really like, I mean, you should have seen
That's a
us.
sketch. Go back in time.
It really does feel like 2 completely different perspectives on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Where I'm just kind of like,
Yeah.
it'll be fine.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? People have been saying the world's gonna end since the fucking beginning of the world, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
everything's gonna be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I know when my friends who are non-comics, they'll be like, I'm so worried about this and this. And I'm like, what are you worried about? And they'll be like, well, Trump said this. And I'm like, there's a bit there. There's a bit there. And they're like, how are you not worried about this? And I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna talk. I'm just gonna.
It's like, even if I am, what the fuck am I gonna do about it? You know, it's like that's how I feel about like the conspiracy theory people. I'm like, okay, so if that's true, what the fuck is your plan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They never, a conspiracy theorist hates a follow up plan.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
really don't want to.
They hate answering. Then what?
Yeah. They really
So what do
hate
we
to see
do?
that
Yeah,
question coming.
Yeah,
They really
yeah,
do. Yeah.
yeah.
So it's just kind of like whatever, you know. But I do feel like Chat GPT at the end of the day. I'm just kind
Yeah.
of like, you know.
Oh, is that gonna fuck everybody up?
No,
you ever
I've
use it? Do people ever use it?
yeah, I've used it for fun just to see like I'll write a punchline and then I'll look on Chat GPT to see what they come up with, and I'm like, I think we're good.
Oh, really?
I think
It's
we're
bad.
fine.
It's
Yeah.
bad.
It's
Yeah.
real bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
I haven't tried that yet. I haven't asked it to. I asked it to debate me on the Middle Eastern conflict, though, and it did a pretty good job.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Debating, it's very good at doing. Yeah. Where I'll be like,
Okay.
well, what about this? But you do have to like set its. You have to be like, I need you to argue at an 8th grade level, though, please.
Yeah.
Don't go too far. Dude, I swear he sighed at me the other day. Like I was doing a puzzle and I was like asking about like Jerusalem or something. And I was like, can you say that again? He was like, repeated it. And I was like, can you say it again? And I swear he was like, yeah, it's the, and I was like, oh my God.
You made him tired?
Yeah, I think I tired out. Yeah. And then it said I had used up all my time. And I was like, I don't even think that's a thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
He's like,
my God.
You're wasting water.
Yeah.
You're like,
yeah.
wait, this isn't a Senate hearing.
I also didn't know that using ChatGPT was so ecologically.
It's
It's
really
so
bad
bad.
for the
idea.
environment.
It's so
terrible
fucking bad for the
environment.
What does it
environment.
do?
It's like, and it scares
Dude,
me
the-
because young kids are using it like Google. They're
Yeah.
like not
Bro,
even going to
The
I'm
use
amount
using
of
it like Google. I had no
servers
idea.
and energy and like water it takes to make this thing work so it could talk to you like a 5-year-old. It's
It's
insane.
crazy.
That's so.
it's so
I just found this out.
horrifically bad for the
Yeah,
environment.
like just stop recycling. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? If you're
Yeah.
gonna use ChatGPT,
Yeah.
just
What is
Just
double down.
eliminate the
Just
middleman
use-
and put a straw on the turtle's eye.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
basically what we got to
Yeah.
do.
How is it using water? Just to run the.
It cools down the computers and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
because the
Yeah,
computers
because of
run
the
so
servers
fucking
and the
hot.
power it uses.
Where are the computers?
Well, he
Yes, we
built
don't
he built one
know.
of the places in Memphis. It's a big,
Really?
Really?
yeah, it's like a big facility. It's like
yeah,
one of the
isn't it
biggest.
the size of like an airport?
It's huge, yeah, and
Yeah.
it's supposed to take up a lot of energy.
Yeah.
It's like-
you're using it right now.
Yeah.
ChatGPT, how
Where,
big are
where
you?
are your computers?
Are
Where
you?
are your computers?
Are you
Are you
asking
really using it?
ChatGPT?
No. I think Jake might have just got here.
Oh. We should wrap up.
I
Fuck,
thought-
I wish I burped at
I
the
know.
same
I
time.
thought we could have done it.
Motherload is the special, but what else do you want people to get eyes on?
I got a tour coming up. You should check out tickets for that at rosebudbaker.com and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, rosebudbaker.
Awesome.
Motherload, February 18th. It's out now.
On Netflix. It's out now. Watch it, share it.
All that shit. Oh, God damn it.
Love it. Jordan, tell the people.
Punchup.live/Jordan Jensen.
Oh, shit. I got to
Yep.
get on that.
That's
I
correct.
don't know if you do. I'm a little on the fence about it.
Like people are.
FIDANCE.com for all my dates. All my punch up stuff is on there, mailing list. I am going all over. I'm on the road till June, July. IanFinance.com for all tickets. Patreon.com/BeInIan Pod. Appleton, Wisconsin. Fayetteville, Arkansas. Cary, North Carolina. Raleigh Improv. IanFinance.com. Come see me on the road. Love you. Bye.